go. Hey guys, Ash here from Punch Equipment. I'm here with the young Queensland Muay Thai fighter Matty Lyons, and today we're going to go over 5 tips on how to improve your focus pad holding. So today we're going to go over how to hold your pads at the correct height, make sure you know they're not too wide or too high. So first things first, what we're going to go over is the correct height for your focus pads. So what we want to ensure from the first tip is you're not holding the focus pads too high. So what Matty and I are going to demonstrate is what not to do first, and then we'll show you how to do it correctly. So what I see in the industry a lot is PTs try and hold their pads too high. May be good for a workout, but will be really bad for my client's shoulders. So what I want to try and do is ensure that my pads aren't too high. As you can see for Matty, I want to make sure that these pads are at his chin height, but first I'll show you how not to do it. So from here, way too high for Matty. So when he's throwing his jab cross, may be good, it may make him nice and tired, but if I'm trying to get Matty set up for a fight, this is grossly negligent. It's just going to really hurt his shoulders after a while, and it's not going to show him how to do good technique. I'm going to get it right. So again, way too high. So from here, guys, what I want to try and do is keep them level with Matty's chin. So instead of keeping them too high, right in front of his face, which will be exactly where he wants his target to be. Wee. One more, mate, one more. Wee, nice. Okay, guys, so the second tip we're going to go over is making sure our pads aren't too wide. I see this a lot in the PT industry. They try and think it looks really good for a workout, but in fact, it's incredibly frustrating for a striker after a while. It's going to teach them bad technique because they're throwing punches all over the place, and it's not going to be able to get their combinations flowing better. So what we're going to do is I'll show you how to do it incorrectly first, which is what I see a lot, and then I'll show you how we're going to do this correctly. So what I see all the time is people holding hooks almost all the way out here and trying to expect your client to reach around to hit really big targets. So again, way too big. It's really uncomfortable for Matty. Same with uppercuts. They hold them out way far to the side. It's almost like you're hitting 2 different targets or 2 different people. Uncomfortable for him, bad for my stability, bad for my shoulders, just all around really bad. If I want to keep people doing repetitive combinations or even the same punches over and over again, I want to keep my pads nice and close. So I'll show you from here. We'll do uppercuts to start, just so you can see. So again, every time Matty's hitting, I'm trying to make that target exactly the same place. So in a fight, I'll make sure that target is as small as possible. Next, I'll show you with hooks, exactly the same thing. Keep them in nice and tight. All I do with the opposite pad is I bring the pad back as he's throwing the hook out. To make it easy, I can keep the other one on my chest. That'll make sure that Matthew knows exactly which target to hit and which hand to use for the hook. All right, so tip number 3, guys, what we're going to go over is making sure that the striker's not too aggressive. Some people, even as nice as they are, when they feel that they're in control, they can take over a pad session and make you feel really pressured. What I'm going to do is show Matty trying to take control, and I'll show you a few tips on how to take back control from your pad session. So as Matty's throwing punches, he might get really close and start to move me around. What I've got to do is try and get back in control. So I'll show you Matty trying to get in control. Okay, so Matty is then trying to move me around. He's staying nice and close, so he's trying to put pressure on me. It can start to get really uncomfortable, especially if that client is much bigger than you. So whatever punches that Matty's throwing, he's making it look really aggressive, making it really close, making it uncomfortable. First thing I want to do is create space. When a pad holder is not creating space or letting them know or even communicating with them, the striker can feel like they're in control. So what I want to do is I want to keep Matty at a distance the whole time. So if we say we're going to do a jab cross, what I'm going to do is after that combination is get him to move back. That way I can regain control, okay? So from here, all I'm going to do is put my lead pad out in front, keep my other hand here to make sure there's no target for Matty to hit. This way, I'm going to keep him away. I don't even have to put a hand on him. I can just simply use it as clearing, okay? So from here, and back. Good. Just a prod to let him know that I'm not going to let him come to me closer. Back. Good. 1, 2, and back. Good. I don't even have to use the hand. If you're comfortable enough, make sure you use that voice nice and loud. Good, and back. Good, mate. Good. 1, 2. And back. Good. The last thing I want to do is then create an unsafe environment for me. So every single time you let that striker feel a bit more confident, they're going to try and rush you. They're going to try and keep you moving when the pad holder needs to keep them calm, okay? Okay guys, so tip 4 is falling into your strikers' laziness or their range when they get tired. So what I see a lot in the industry as well is when you're holding pads and the client starts to get tired and they can't throw long punches anymore, is the pad holder falls for this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get Matty to throw some uppercuts, and I'm going to get him to slowly pull those uppercuts back just so you can see what happens when they get tired. So this is what the uppercuts should look like, nice and long. What will start to happen is Matty will start to get tired, and this is what usually happens that I see with pad holders. So as he starts to get tired, I'll start to lean my hands here, making them feel more comfortable and more nice. But in fact, what I'm doing is I'm making myself more tired and making it a lot easier for Matty to get those punches back. So no matter how tired Matty gets, I want to make sure that those uppercuts are crisp and long every single time. So come on, get them long, get them long. Good, mate, good. Same with hooks, exactly the same thing. Matty starts to throw short hooks. What I see a lot is this. People will bring them out, they'll try and get close and keep it nice and easy for Matty to throw. What I want to do is stay back, keep it easy for me, keep my hands nice and close to my body, and make sure Matty reaches out every single time, okay? All right, next tip is soft catching. This is the worst for my client. Obviously, the softer I catch, the worse it's going to be on my client's body. So whether or not they're a fighter, whether or not they're just there for fitness, I need to make sure I catch that punch almost like a high five. If I don't give that same power back when they're throwing a hard punch, it's only going to cause pain on their joints, okay? So the last thing I want to do is as they're throwing that punch, you'll hear it even in the sound of the focus pad, is if I don't give any resistance back, this punch is just going to flow through and it's going to really hurt Matty's shoulder and elbow joints. Hardly hear anything on the pads. Same even with 1-2. Even if it's consistent, keep on going with punches. Okay, it makes him look bad and it makes me feel even worse. What we want to do is that same impact I'm going to try and catch with just that little shot, almost like a high five, keeping my elbows in nice and close, and all I'm going to do is give it that little tap at the end. This can take some time, especially if you're working with a new client. Start real simple with a jab and we'll go along from there. So I keep the other pad well out of view so they don't feel like they can throw any other punches, and I'm just trying to catch the tip of that punch. And then I can go to the cross and so on. Oy, nice, man, nice. So what I'm trying again not to do is trying to hold those pads there with no resistance. Catching and striking the pads are a completely different matter. Striking looks something like this. I'm really trying to hit that pad hard, which is going to cause him just as much pain. What I'm trying to do is find almost that Goldilocks catch. I want to find it right in the middle. Not too soft, not too hard either, okay? All right, guys, so thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy what you see, please subscribe and leave a like. If there's any videos that you'd like us to do, please put them in the comments below as well. I'll put in the description Matty's Facebook and Instagram so you can follow along on his journey too. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Bam. Sweet. Thank you.